Hello YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. I hope you, I wanted to try this like dim lighting, kind of spooky, kind of horror-y. It's just that lamp back there, nothing else. Because I'm doing a lot of horror films these days. And today's film is a classic by all means, right? Halloween, the original 1978 John Carpenter Halloween. The film that really kick-started the kind of slasher boom, slasher horror subgenre. Really, Psycho was kind of the quote-unquote first, in my opinion. Maybe like it's Black Christmas, I think, is the other one. But Halloween, without Halloween, there wouldn't be like Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger and stuff. Halloween is like the big one, and considered usually to be the best slasher film. Yeah, and it's actually an independent film. A lot of people don't realize that because so many of them are, bigger now. But the original Halloween is an independent film, an indie film. It's actually directed and scored by John Carpenter. He wrote that famous theme as well. Co-written with producer Deborah Hill, starring Donald Pleasence and Jamie Lee Curtis. In her film debut, very interesting. Excuse me. It's about a mental patient, Michael Myers, who was committed to a sanitarium for murdering his teenage sister on Halloween when he was 6. And then 15 years later, he escapes, returns to his hometown and his old home, where he kind of stalks a female babysitter, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and her friends while he's being pursued by a psychiatrist. Yeah, it's actually very good. Michael Myers' whole motivation, like he's driven by this sexual kind of repression, right? Like this sexual, his sexual urges, because he usually kills when someone's having sex, which also kind of started the whole, oh, slashers kill the naughty people first kind of thing. Because Michael Myers, it's not, I'm trying to think of what I want to say, because it's sexual something that I'm trying to say. I forget the word I'm trying to say. But anyways, so like his first victim is his sister, because he sees her like making out with her boyfriend, and they go upstairs to have sex. The boyfriend leaves, he goes up. His sister's no top, no bra, just panties. He kills her. This is all spoilers from this point on, by the way. And then his second victim is a teenager that he heard. These are the main victims, because his real second victim was actually like a maintenance guy, because he killed him to take his clothes. But that was more of a killing out of necessity than like one of his. I can't think of the words I want to say today. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it wasn't really his normal type of victim, you know? So but his next victim is a teenage girl who he heard she was talking on the phone about sex, and then he saw her take her clothes off because she spilled like liquid butter all over herself. So she like took her clothes off, and he like saw her in her panties and stuff. He killed her, and then he kills 2 more teenagers that are having sex. Kills them both. Uh, and then he targets Jamie Lee Curtis, even though she doesn't have sex. You know, she does seem to be a virgin and someone who doesn't really get dates, and she seems like a much nicer and better person than the others. Like all the other teens that are babysitting, like are having sex and dropping the kids off with Jamie Lee Curtis so they can have sex. So Jamie Lee Curtis is doing all the babysitting. Yeah, but those are really the main victims of the movie, because he tries several times to kill Jamie Lee Curtis, and he kind of wants to kill her because well, he was hiding in his house, and her father is apparently like a real estate guy, and he told her to put the key to the house under the mat. And he saw her from the window do that, and apparently that made her a target. I don't know. He's got quite the psychosis. Quite the psychosis. He doesn't talk or anything. He's very creepy. So he was targeting her for that. And I just want to say something. I'm actually quite the Jamie Lee Curtis fan. The first film I probably saw her in was Freaky Friday, like as a kid. But the film that really made me like her was Virus. I used to have Virus on VHS. I think I still have the VHS, actually, somewhere. Um, I think it's in the guest room. I think I have the VHS still, yes. But I really like Virus. Like, I really like Virus. I think it's a very, very, very cool movie. Really dope. Um, I really liked her in Virus. And then when Halloween 2018 came out, I was like, I have to see this. But I haven't seen every Halloween, and I'm the type of person that has to see every movie. Like, I tried watching Hellraiser 5 without watching 3 and 4, and like a few minutes in, I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to watch them in order. So I'm the same way with Halloween. So I'm going through all the Halloweens in order so I can finally watch the 2018 one. My mom and I were going to go see it in theaters, but we never did. Well, actually, I can see it now because it's a direct sequel to this film. But you know, the music is incredible. It's basically all just piano, which is really eerie because you kind of never see that in films. Just piano, really good, and the Halloween theme is so recognizable. It's so scary. It's so good. Um, Everyone knows the Halloween theme. It's just this is a very historic film, in my opinion. It's actually preserved in the National Film Registry at the Library of Congress because it's quote culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So this movie has been preserved for all time. Uh, it's that good. And once again, it did kick out a whole subgenre of horror. I'd also like to talk about how Mike Myers is like. There's nothing in this film where it says he has a supernatural power. I think in later films that does in fact change. Um, I don't know. I haven't seen the other films, as I said, uh, but um, he's really hard to put down. Jamie Lee Curtis stabs him in the neck with a sewing needle. He goes down, but gets right back up. She stabs him with a big, like, steak or chopping knife, and he gets back up. Mike Myers gets, like, an entire revolver put into him. An entire revolver's worth of bullets put into him. Falls out of a second story window. Hits the ground, the cold, hard October ground. And then he gets up and leaves. Uh, so they're, that's pretty creepy. And it's kind of scary how he's presented as kind of a quote unquote normal person, but he can't be put down in this movie. And he does escape in the end. They don't beat him at all. He just leaves because he gets shot a bunch of times. Um, the psychiatrist is a very interesting character. I really liked him. He's actually the first character we really see. Jamie Lee Curtis is our main character, but I'd say he's the second main character. He's definitely the male lead. Uh, he has some very cool lines, very interesting lines. He's the only one that seems to be taking Mike Myers seriously as a threat. Because he's like, Mike Myers is the most dangerous person alive. And everyone's like, no, he's not. And then the doc's like, yeah, he is. Uh, you get to see his face a couple times in this film. One, before he even gets the mask. And two, he takes it off at one point and puts it right back on. So you can kind of see his screwed up eye. Because he also got stabbed in the eye with an unraveled coat hanger. And there was some controversy in Hollywood when this came out because Michael Myers, like the comedian and actor, didn't like that his name was used for the killer even though that was probably a coincidence. And then William Shatner didn't like that his likeness was used because the mask is literally just like a melted William Shatner Star Trek mask. That's all it is. Uh, I don't know if Mike Myers ever like got over it, but I think William Shatner eventually did get over it, and I think William Shatner is cool with it now. Actually, um, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that William Shatner is much chiller about it now. He seems like a pretty chill guy. I met him at Dragon Con. He seems very, very chill. Uh, but the movie's shot very well. It's got some very interesting shots. The lighting is incredible. I love the shots where like Mike Myers is laying down, seemingly dead in the back, and then he like sits up. And I love the way shadows are used. John Carpenter really is a master of horror. I don't know if you guys know Big Boy Chungus, but Big Boy Chungus is like favorite movie is John Carpenter's The Thing. And John Carpenter, I believe in this movie, one of the TVs is playing The Thing, like the OG 50s, The Thing from Another World, that his version of The Thing is based on. And I think it also plays. I think the TV also plays Forbidden Planet. Both movies I'm going to review at some point. I think I reviewed The Thing from Another World like a long, long time ago on the main channel before I started doing movie reviews over here. Because I barely did movie reviews on the main channel, and I really like only did super kind of obscure stuff. Forbidden Planet, I think, is a classic, but whatever. And the acting was very good. Once again, I'm quite the Jamie Lee Curtis fan. I actually need to see more of her work. Uh, I'm going to be doing a couple more of her films pretty soon because I'm going to do other Halloweens she's in. I'm going to do The Fog. I'm going to do Prom Night, the OG Prom Night, not the remake that came out in my lifetime. No way in hell. It looks like garbage. But I'm going to watch the original Prom Night that she is in. She's kind of a slasher icon, not just for Halloween, but for other movies as well. So that's it. Thank you all for getting spooky with me today. Our next film will likely be Stitches. I don't know if you've heard of Stitches. It's a foreign film, but it's also kind of slashery. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time.